All right, welcome. I have some exciting news to share that I've been looking forward to announcing for a little while now, so I appreciate you spending a few minutes here with me. My name's Joe, founder of Atlantic, and if you're seeing this, you've probably heard by now that we've rebranded from Atlantic to Ascension. The Ascension name has already started popping up in a few places as the carriers have switched over, and as people have seen it, I've gotten a few questions like what's going on, where did Atlantic go? So I thought it would be good to take a minute and talk about why we rebranded and what it means. As we've evolved as a company over the years, most of you have come to know us not only as providers of market access, but as a company that goes well beyond the logins. And what I mean by that is over the last few years, we've come to measure our success not by how many credentials we issue, but by your agency's growth once we've been working together for a little while. We found that market access by itself simply isn't enough to fuel explosive growth. Along with it needs to come product expertise, systems training, best practices, underwriting tips, and sometimes even a full-scale introduction to a brand new line of business if an agency hasn't written any commercial before, for an example, or maybe hasn't written high net worth before, or maybe he's never had to explore E&S markets before for a client. If you're brand new to one of those things, what good are the logins by themselves? You'll be in the system, but then what? What Atlantic has become in recent years is the place that agencies go when they want to grow. When we first start working with an agency, we want to understand deeply where you see your agency headed. We found that market access helps, but the real ascent begins when we roll up our sleeves alongside you and we get your agency strong at something that wasn't a strength before. By adding additional proficiencies and additional lines of business, we've helped hundreds of agencies over the last several years go from where they were when they met us to where they wanted to be all along. And we found, somewhat organically, that our passion is fueling that agent's ascent. At Ascension, we believe that what you do, not what you say, is who you are. And by renaming the company Ascension, we are aligning our branding with who we are and the role we've played in the agencies that we've worked with. When people have seen the new name, agents have asked, what's changed? What's going on? And the answer is the name of the company, for one, and a few key enhancements to go along with it, which I'll touch on in just a second. But the change to the company itself has already happened. Over the last few years, we've evolved from a market access provider in our early days to a partner in growth with agencies over the last several years. Now, the recent enhancements that we're really excited about is what I'll touch on now. The largest investment we made recently is in more sales support staff and in better sales software. So that's Greg, Scott, Bob, Kim, Kyle. The goal there for that team is more help for you in properly designing complex cases, quoting and underwriting assistance, shorter turnaround times, things like that. I'm really excited about the improvements we've made there and what those folks can bring to your agencies. I think of them as the agent experience team, making sure that when agencies interact with us, we are exceeding expectations. We've also made significant investments in internal software and our operations team. You may have heard from Rachel by now, but if not, keep your eye out. And that's to better support our reporting capabilities, payroll, and our commission efforts. So what should be clear by now is that we're doubling down on agent growth, and we're getting better at our core mission, which is helping you ascend to new heights. That's the Ascension mission. So I appreciate your time, and if there's any further questions about the brand change, the new staff, please feel free to reach out. If you're watching this, you clearly have our contact info. We'd be happy to chat. But until next time, thanks for watching, and as always, thank you for all you do.